Welcome to my Washington neighborhood series video. This is about Eastland Garden and Kenilworth neighborhoods. This is in the northeast quadrant. DC is broken down in 4 quadrants: northeast, southeast, northwest, southwest. But this is northeast. I just got off of what we call Kenilworth, or what is technically called Kenilworth Avenue, but most people refer it to just 295. In fact, I refer it to 295 because it really turns from BW Parkway in Maryland, Kenilworth Avenue, and then other parts of DC, it is called 295. So I just call the whole thing 295. But again, this is the area to the right is where we'll be going, which is part of the Eastland Garden and, of course, Kenilworth Avenue areas or neighborhoods. This area is a very quaint neighborhood. I was actually surprised. I've been here quite a few years. If you notice from my bio or my about information, I've been here quite a few years, and I've always been fond of this neighborhood. I always found it to be extremely quiet, extremely clean. I've learned over the years that the residents of this particular neighborhood has been there for a long time. In fact, when I was looking to buy a home in DC, I wanted to move in this area, but I could never find anything on the market. And when I did, it was something that just needed a lot of work. And I wasn't into the rehab stage. I wanted something that was in move-in ready because I was a busy person and I didn't want to do a lot of work. Now, I wouldn't have had a problem with something being kind of old, but most of these homes were, that were on the market at least, needed work. And I think the only reason why they really came on the market was because someone had probably passed away. Again, homes don't come on the market in this area too often because people, look at it, right near a park. This is kind of the entrance to, well, not the entrance, but it's part of Kenilworth Avenue Park. It's a nice park. Look at it. You would think you in somewhere else other than Washington, D.C., but this is all part of Washington, D.C. This was the kind of an early morning, not super early, maybe 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. People riding bikes. There wasn't many people walking around because it was still kind of chilly, and it is fall, as you can see, but it's a nice area. I turned around because I wasn't trying to go into the park right now, at least into the area right now, but just from looking at it, it's just nice open space, clean, not a piece of paper on the ground, just no trash or anything. It's pretty flat in this part of DC. You can see if you were to keep straight, you can go straight and further under the 295 or under Kenilworth, you will be heading to the Deanwood neighborhood. Now, I will probably have a separate video on Deanwood, which brings me up to another interesting, not interesting fact, but just something I used to think for a long, long time is that this was all part of Deanwood. Now, of course, the locals probably wouldn't appreciate that, but I just assumed this was Deanwood because Deanwood was a large neighborhood, and whenever I used to ride through this area, I said, okay, this is the more cleaner part. Well, I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just more of just a different part of Deanwood, Look at the houses. Most of them are detached. You find a couple duplexes, but most of the homes there are detached. With driveways, plenty of off-street parking, which is a rarity in D.C., no matter what neighborhood you're in, but definitely in most of D.C., especially downtown and even some of the other parts of northwest, northeast areas. It's a great area to bicycle. As you can see, there's a couple bicyclists on the road right now, just riding through a nice little neighborhood, quiet. It's very quiet. Again, these are long-term residents, and I think most of them are probably, senior citizen. I don't recall seeing small kids in this area, that lived here. It's not to say that they don't. It's just I just never saw this area as a place for a bunch of small kids. As you can see up front, that is the park. All that is part of the Kenilworth Avenue Park. I want to say this is a federal government park. Yeah, I think it is part of the federal government, as well as Kenilworth Aquatics. It's also part of this area. This is an area where you find ponds and flowers and all that stuff. I mean, perhaps later on I will do a separate video with that area. I mean, it's always open 362 days a year. I'm not sure what day, the 3 days that is closed, but I do remember seeing online that it's open 362 days a year. Look at the houses. Again, they're small homes. I mean, they're not huge by any standards. I don't recall seeing any apartments, at least in Eastland Garden. There may be a few over on the Kenilworth area, but I don't really recall seeing many apartments in Eastland Garden. Well maintained. Look at the lawns, clean. Look at it. I mean, it's a nice area. It's a nice walkable area. As you can see, it's pretty flat. Again, it was early morning. No one was really walking out. Again, this is all part of my series to kind of catch these neighborhoods, that you really don't see anywhere else online. I mean, you see the White House, you see everything downtown, but, again, DC have, over 662,000 people, and they all don't live downtown, and they all don't live near the monuments or anything like that. In fact, you don't really find many residents who lives near any of the museums or monuments because it's mostly downtown area. They all stay in these different neighborhoods. Now, I shot a few other videos before. I didn't do a voiceover. I probably wish I had because I wanted to share some other insights, some of the neighborhoods. So I may at some point in time in the future take them down and put them back up with voiceover. For right now, from here on out, I will be doing voiceovers on the neighborhood. So if you have been following my channel and want to know about the neighborhood, okay, now you're going to get some more insights about the neighborhood. This is the recreation center. It's the only one in this area. I mean, there's another one in the Deanwood area, but this is on the Kenilworth and of course the Eastland Garden area. This recreation center is called Kenilworth Avenue Recreation Center. Of course, the neighborhood. Again, look at it, just quiet. At some point in time, this is kind of an overview of the area. At some point in the video, I will be sharing some images of just actual homes and what they look like. Now, again, the homes probably were built, most of them were in the 70s, I think. The brick homes. I mean, the homes that, the regular looking homes, craftsman's style homes probably were built maybe, I'm not sure that's the right name, but definitely probably built back in the, before that. I mean, some of these homes have been here for many, many years. And I don't know if these are generation Washingtonians that live in this neighborhood, but they have been here a very long time. Again, homes do not come on the market for this area. It's quiet, just really quiet like that. I think the only noise you hear is the background of my car, but it's really quiet. Again, look how clean it is. The streets, sidewalks, well maintained. Again, these are just homes in this area run between $350 and probably about $500. $500 I mean it's probably been renovated, but I think $350 on the low end, maybe $400, maybe in the middle. Again, it's not a lot of comps in this particular area because homes do not come on the market too often. So it's just not. People buy them and keep them. That's it. You can't blame them. Look at it. I mean, would you like to be in a neighborhood where you just can walk around, where everything is pretty much straight? on street is straight. It's no hill, all flat. You know, if you have a small child, you can take a child in a nice carriage and just walk around the neighborhood because it's just quiet and pretty much, flat. um, that sun is beautiful, isn't it? Just bright, beautiful, bright. It was actually a cold day. Not extremely cold, but it was definitely a cold day. I mean, it's still pretty cold in Washington, D.C. area. Now soon you will start seeing images from a different angle. Of course, I will show you actual houses. I mean, you can see them in this video, but to see them kind of in front, where I actually have the camera facing the homes, to give you an idea of what the homes look like. Again, up ahead is, you know, Kenilworth Avenue or 295, whatever you want to call it, but it's definitely Kenilworth Avenue or 295. Um, yeah, see this? Look at this. It's a nice home, nice yard, fenced, well-maintained yards. I could only imagine what it looks like in the summertime, when when you get a chance to cut your grass, water your lawn, and all the other stuff that goes with maintaining a yard in the summertime. A lot of pretty big backyards too. I mean, even front yards are nice size. Um, I think everyone has a yard. Again, you don't really find many. Well, there's some two-level homes in this area, but you won't really find many three-level homes in this area. I mean, they have a lot of those in D.C. Again, this is a closer view of the actual recreation center, Kenilworth Avenue Recreation Center. It's a nice pool. It's an outdoor pool, so there's no indoor pool. And the indoor pool is actually in the Deanwood area. Again, that will probably be my next video, so hopefully you stay tuned for more videos for neighborhoods in D.C. White picket fence. Don't you like that? On the corner. Look at that yard right there. It's a pretty nice yard. Again, these residents have been here for a long, long time. And I think some of these homes have passed from generation to the next. Again, I just don't remember seeing many homes on the market in this area. Again, they're old, but it's a nice neighborhood. Um, Very nice neighborhood. Again, your easy access to downtown is probably, well, traffic in DC can be kind of tough during obviously rush hour, but during non-rush hour, you're not that far from, you know, Capitol Hill area or the Navy Yard or some of the other areas. Just so you know that I will be sharing a lot of different neighborhoods on this channel, so make sure you keep watching. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more videos, And if you don't want me to say anything in any videos about the neighborhood, just let me know and then I won't say anything. But I like to share something about the neighborhood. And I don't want to write a whole paragraph in the screen to take away from the neighborhood. So, thank you.